Hey YouTube friends, how we doing? It's Sunday morning. I don't know what time it is. It's daylight savings time, so I don't have a clue. I'm dyslexic and it's hard enough just trying to figure it out normal unless someone tells me what it is. So sometime Sunday morning, it's warming up. We're touching 40 degrees, which isn't bad. All the snow is pretty much gone. And we did a fire last night over at the fire pit, and we cleaned up all the branches that went down from the storm, and got all that kind of put away. Some left in the dump trailer there, need to get rid of, and the kit car is out front for sale. She's all kind of cleaned up and ready to rock and roll. We got $4,800 on her. It's the wrong time of the year to sell it, but we'll see what happens. It was a good 20 car stop yesterday to go look at it, so definitely has a good interest. Everything's all blown out. My garden hoses are all blown out. My fountain's got to get drained, but the pressure washer is all emptied out. And if you guys have a pressure washer in cold climates, they fail pretty easily. They freeze the pump and crack. And I dragged the sled home. The sled is, I did a video of it yesterday, and dragging it onto the trailer, but it looked kind of boring to me, so I ended up not posting it. The car wash got a little visit this morning, and we kind of douched it down with the coin op and the spray gun deal, because as I said, I just washed all my stuff and put it away. And I cranked it over with the pull start, put my little spark checker on it, and I did have sparks, so that part seems to be pretty good. I do see, some things here and there, but nothing catastrophic yet. This is all filled up, and you can tell mice were chewing on some wires and all. So gotta go figure out what they hook up to. We'll just reconnect them with splice in some more new wire. Pop one of the carbs off the float ball because the fuel was left on. You can see that yellow down below, but it's not terrible. I've seen a lot worse. I dumped out the the crappy dust that was in there, but sometimes they're filled up with like stalactites inside. But everything's still moving. I want to lose the pin, but the carbs aren't terrible. So I did notice it's missing the belt cover. And what else on this thing? Everything kind of works. The slides were good. They were moving all right. The choke is doing what it should. All the ignition switches, everything works on it. Pull start, pulled it over a couple times, as I said, to check spark. And I think we should be pretty good to do a cold start on this pretty soon. I am gonna go pop the other carb off and kind of clean them out, and I'm probably gonna pop off the fuel line going to them and feed my own. I use a you'll see, there's a tractor gas tank up on a stand, kind of give it like an intravenous feeding until I figure out what kind of shape they're in. And track looks decent. I didn't get to spin the whole thing around, just I dragged it a couple times in the yard from different spots and different areas. I haven't seen any dry rot on it yet, so hopefully we make out good with that. I think one of the bogies is stuck, I felt, but kind of be expected. The sticker on it says 2002. So he said, yeah, it wasn't running a couple of years. A couple of years meaning 10 years, I guess. So, and snow blowers have been showing up. Usually, I service 2 in a day, and 2 more show up the following day. Just wanted to show you this one. I'm surprised the gearbox didn't fry on this thing. If you can see that, the auger is ripped right off its mount. The mount's right here, and here's the other end of the mount. And that's gonna come back off and get beat back into submission and welded back on there. Possibly had a maybe a regular bolt in there instead of a shear pin, and that allowed it to get all that torque on there and take the thing out of there. But we'll get it back together. This is the guy's tractor that is doing the trade for the sled. Tractor's all done. I did a generator and a walk behind, like an old Aaron snowblower, which was falling apart too, and that's all kind of put back together. And this stuff all sat under tarps, and you know, what I think about tarps, I think they do more damage than good. Everything just goes to shit on them, you know. But I had to cut everything apart on it. Nothing was gonna move, and stuff you can't heat, you know. Even like the air cleaner screws, they go down about 2.5 inches, and they were seized on the bottom. So I got this one to turn. They had plastic nuts on them. I had to rip them off and grab them with vice grips. I got one to turn, the other one I had to grind right off. So without going crazy on this thing, we went and serviced it. He really didn't care what it looked like as long as it will blow snow again. So it's up and running. He pretty much paid for the parts except for oil and things like that. But you can even see how rusty the thing is, you know. It's coming along. He's waiting for... He ordered some parts for the snowblower. It's got a couple of noisy pulleys on it. This is the last piece we're waiting on, and then that thing can get out of here. I sat out in the weather too, but they're a little white noise. They're done. So you ordered these two guys, and then there's a bearing behind here, which turns about 10 degrees, you know. Rebuild that, should be good to go. That Jeep oil pan, I tapped on her a little bit and it blew a hole right through there. It's just, you know, it literally just shedding like snakeskin, and then I wrapped it with a pointy hammer, and it went right through over there too. So, not making much videos because I don't really have anything kind of interesting to do. At some point I'm going to get back to making, you know, just having some fun stuff to do. I want to do over the course of the winter time. I don't know if you guys watched. I did a video of Orange County Chopper's bicycle, like a Schwinn Stingray kind of bike, and I put a 6-horse motor on it and a tranny in it and all, and does about 40 miles an hour, maybe a little less. Cool little toy. I want to go one step further. I'm going to make a trike. I have 2 of those bikes as my sacrificial lambs. I'm not quite sure what I want to use for a drivetrain. There's a couple of different avenues, a couple of different things I want to try. One's electric. I want to get like a big trolling motor, and how they have on the throttle, you know, you got like 6 speeds forward, and then you can go back, and it has reverse too. So that'd be nice. I could have forward and reverse on the bike and kind of run it off those motors. You can get up to about 3 horsepower on those motors, and they're electric, so the power's throughout the whole band, you know. That's one thing I want to try. The other thing is I may go with like a 49cc motor or smaller, and I could actually try to make it a moped, make it legal on the road. Kind of a cool novelty thing. It's not like most of the time I build this stuff and I play with it once or twice, and I never do anything else with it. But for me, that's the fun, is trying to create something. So over here is a pile of junk that's kind of like just growing. You can kind of see it's just a bunch of derelict bikes I've found over the course of the summertime. They just stockpiled a little pile of them, and I'll cut into them and make stuff out of them. Look at this thing. Small enough. And then I have, back in this pile of junk, there's like 4 or 5 of those Razor electric scooters. And I was thinking of using the drivetrains and the batteries out of those to try to make something. And on top of that was this guy right here, which has like a differential in it. It is the ass end of like a electric wheelchair, one of the outdoor ones. And that was at the junkyard, and I yanked the engine and trans out of that thing. And that's probably 2.5 horsepower. So between all that junk, I'm gonna make something out of it. And you know, should make for some interesting videos over the course of the winter time. So bear with me. I'll go back to making some neat stuff instead of the mundane let's make money videos. But we all got to do that to stay alive, don't we? All right, guys, thanks for watching. And I'll do a cold start video on that sled probably later on this afternoon after we get her all kind of squared away until we got fuel and spark. All right, thanks for watching.